I'm CloudyShoe, and this is a Zelda 2 New Game Plus No Healer Glitch.
I am Cloud27, and I will be your host for this run.
Alright, so we're gonna use Samus as our sprite here. And here we go. So, New Game Plus in Zelda 2, you keep your levels, your spells, your abilities, but you don't keep any items. So, we'll have to get a few of those. We have to get some magic here, or in this case, missile packs. And, no healer glitch this is a glitch run, and healer glitch is the fastest way to get to what we call Glitch Town. But in this case, we're not using healer glitch, so we're gonna have to get a few things and get that set up. We'll get there another way. So first, we're gonna get the hammer. And as you can see, the candle isn't one of the things that we need. So we're going to go ahead and do these caves in the dark, which, when all your levels are maxed out, isn't too bad. What? There we go. So this is called Jump Cave, because you normally have to use jump through it. But if you've got Ferry, you might as well use that. Okay. And, got a random overworld encounter there. Swamp ones are especially slow. And here, we're going to try for a minor glitch called Fairy Feet. Kind of like screen scrolling in Zelda 1. If you go a pixel off the edge of the screen and press the other way, you'll go exit out the other side of an overworld encounter. So here we're going to refill some magic. And when you refill magic in town, it fills up 255 magic points, but even with full magic containers you only actually have 128, so you can use the time while it's filling up to cast some extra spells. So that way we can heal up and use the fairy there to get past the bridge without talking to Bagu, and still have full magic going in to Death Mountain, which once again we'll do in the dark because candles are slow. Oof. And most enemies are going to be invisible, but you can kind of see their feet at the bottom of the screen. So this is one of the places I'll be using Fairy, just to, because when you're a fairy, you don't have any knockback. So none of these screens is really particularly hard with maxed out levels, but some of them you can get hit quite a bit in the dark. So we just ferry through a lot of those. Oof. So there's a magic refill there, even though I can't see it. Whoa! And there's a lot of bots in this room. And bots are the evilest enemy in this game. They have very little health. But they move completely randomly. especially in the dark. That is not a good thing. Alright. This is the last room in Death Mountain. Get rid of that beeping here now. Just like Zelda 1, it helpfully beeps at you to let you know your health is low. And here are some Megmats, but you can't see them. But Megmac attack in chat helpfully posted one. And just waiting for an enemy to get off there so they don't knock me into the lava. Actually, I'm gonna take some intentional damage here. Or do a little death warp. Just takes you back to where you entered the screen. So it saves you a little bit of a walk back.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Yes we do.
We have a $5 donation from Scala, who says, I had to fight Apollo like 3 times, so let's make Sloa fight his Apollo too. That, of course, is going towards the Fight Apollo donation incentive for Crosscode, which is coming up right after this. Only $46.65 remaining on that. Get those donations in.
Alright, so here we're going to pick up our second and final magic container, or in this case, missile pack. We'll need 6 bars of magic later in the run. But now, we're off to get the second item that we'll need, the glove, which is in Palace 2. And Palace 2 is behind a giant swamp. So it's a very fun walk. And if we're lucky, we'll get there before that encounter gets us. And this is a guaranteed magic drop. So Palace 2, we're just gonna kind of walk through, well, ferry through some places, like doors, because nobody's got time to get keys. And if you're a fairy, you can just fly right through. And you can fly through this room that has bots and lava, which is just a terrible combination. And then in the next room here, we'll get another guaranteed magic refill. And hopefully fly through some more doors. And this room here will drop some blocks on us, which can block your way if they fall in the wrong pattern. And here we'll use fairy again. You can go through the door and you can also pick up some items as a fairy. the Japanese version, you have to stab items to pick them up. So if you ferry through that door, you couldn't pick up the glove. But hopefully in the US version, that's not the case.
Do we have time for another donation?
Yes.
We have $50 from Meg Mac Attack, who says, excellent sprite choice, Samus ending, best ending. And that donation is for Runner's Choice. Where do you want that to go?
I'll have to look at that after the run.
Alright,
I don't have anything
sounds great.
pre-selected. So we're off to Palace 3, pick up the last item that we'll need, which is the raft. And let's see here. Stop there and let the random encounter spawn. So here we're gonna need a, oh, got it first try. That's a 50-50. It can either be red jar, which fills up all of your magic, or a red iron knuckle. In this case, we're gonna do a little trick here in a little bit that we're gonna need full magic for. For now, we're just gonna keep on going through. So New Game Plus in this, you keep all your levels, spells, and abilities, but not items from your previous the playthrough where you saved the game. And normally you would need to beat all the bosses, but in this case it is a glitched run, so we're only gonna fight the final boss. Oh, so that didn't work. But luckily we'll be fine. So that was a Ferry Warp, and if you're off by a little bit, you end up in the wrong place. In this case, it is just on the ground instead of on top of the ceiling where we hope to be. That one can be a little finicky though. Okay. I think we're good. As long as we can take one hit. Yep. So now we're off to glitch the game. Which, without healer glitch, which requires, you can do in the very first town there, but it requires a couple frame perfect inputs. So we're gonna do it the easy way. So we're gonna take the raft that we just got and go over to the eastern continent and head off to town of Dorinia. This is the town in normal game where you'd pick up upstab and a reflect that you'd need for the boss of Palace 4. But we're only going to go to one more palace, and it's not Palace 4. Just the Great Palace. Alright. So up here, there are some fixed encounters, which I'm going to attempt to skip by getting a random encounter over top of it. And the random encounters are quite a bit shorter than the fixed encounters. And you can, if you do pause on the overworld screen, you can buffer them there. So here, we're gonna do another Ferry Warp and end up in Glitch Town. So previously, we had thought you had to go a little further into town to be able to Ferry Warp, but found out recently that you can do it from the very first screen. So you have to go through this door 5 times, and it overflows some memory, and we end up with what we call scroll lock. And I need to skip this one because I don't know how to get through that screen glitched otherwise. There we go. So, exits, if you scroll the screen and exit to the left, it'll take you somewhere unexpected. On the overworld, it can take you all over the place. In dungeons, there's a little bit more sense to it. Okay, so scroll there, and we're at the Great Palace. And Great Palace is the only place that you can up an A and start at the beginning of the palace again. And also the only place that you can up an A and keep the scroll lock intact. And up an A is gives you a full set of lives and refills your health and magic. It's basically a game over. So now we're taking an interesting route through the Great Palace. One of the benefits of the scroll lock glitch is that most enemies will spawn behind you. So that spicy chicken there would have been in our way. Elevators kind of break the scroll lock for the screen that you enter on, but it'll come back once we exit the screen. So we're just gonna get these out of the way so they don't bother us. Yeah, I see Meg mentioned super jump. There was a method in that town where it was pretty tight jump that could save you quite a bit of time. But now, you don't even need that, and that bird knight was kind of rude there. Alright, so we'll get life ready in case we need it here. When we do... Oh! Alright. Well, should have cast that a little earlier. But we'll get right past the spicy chicken. Okay. Alright. And I'm going to use some cheese strats here, because they're very safe. Oh, I don't want to do the fast cheese though, because I already took a death here. So if you stand right here, you can hit this bird knight, or Scott Bicula, as some call them, and they can't hit you. They take 4 hits at attack 8. Just get, or thunder is the equivalent of 2 of those hits. If you don't jump right there, you fall in lava. Alright, we got the final spicy chicken here. You can save a couple seconds by jumping through those, but at the risk of taking some damage. Alright. So now we're gonna go over here. Normally over here you'd find a 1-up, but instead it takes you down to the last couple rooms here. Yeah, and Chibi Plan in chat made this sprite hack. So let's cast a jump. We're gonna do another Ferry Warp here. And that was the Thunderbird fight. So now we're on to the final boss, which you may have remembered as Dark Link, but in this case it's Dark Samus. And the cheese is still the best way to go. And that's time. And the sprite hack comes complete here. With a Zelda and Samus ending. So, we've saved Hyrule and are a real hero. And that's Zelda 2. Or, you know, enough of Zelda 2 to get credits. Yeah, Link took a little vacation. Samus had to fill in.